My Lords, okay, I'm just going to go where I was going without getting distracted. I rise in the awareness that there is not currently any Green Group names on any of these amendments, which was the result of an administrative hitch earlier in the week. And so I will be very brief, also aware of the hour. I just want to make 3 points about this group of amendments. The first was we've discussed the issue of retrospectivity a great deal. I just want to align myself with the comments of the noble lady Baroness Chakrabarti, among many others, who said, if you approach this as a layperson, which indeed I do as a non-lawyer, but I have had a lot of contact with the law through my time as a journalist. And one of the things you learn as a journalist is the nature of the law is they don't make laws retrospectively. That's something that is very much in the general public understanding of what is law. And so I'd associate myself with all of the anti-retrospectivity amendments. But I particularly want to address, and I don't think we've had much attention on this, is Amendment 91, which aims to prevent victims of human trafficking or modern slavery from having their leave retrospectively revoked to permit their deportation. So this is leave granted to people under the Nationality and Borders Act 2022. Now, I'm sure many noble lords taking part in this debate can think of victims of trafficking and modern slavery whom they have met. I'm thinking of one in particular who I'm not going to identify in detail, but she was a person who'd clearly be enormously mentally scarred by the experience of losing control of their own life being a slave. And to think that we would put them in this position again, having granted them status and then snatch it away, the kind of emotional damage that would do to people, I think, just has to be highlighted. The second point I wanted to make, and I mean, my favourite position is to write out this whole bill, but if not, Clause 2 not stand part. I think the noble lady Baroness Litzler in particular made a powerful speech on this point. And I want to raise a point that no one else has raised, and I'd ask the noble Lord the Minister to answer, although I suspect he'll be reluctant to, so maybe some of the other legal minds in this committee could put their mind to this. Let's just imagine after the next election we have a change of government. Now, there is written into law a duty for the Secretary of State to deport people. There's going to have to be an emergency bill passed as soon as possible to stop that. I would very much hope that would be the case of whatever the next government is. But there's going to be a total legal mess created, I should imagine, when you have the people of the country have elected a government standing on a different platform, I would hope, but that's the law of the land. And I'm not quite sure where that would leave us, and I don't know if anyone can help me with that one. And I do just want to also address why clause, very briefly, one point about why this clause should not, the duty to remove should not remain. 90% of the people in need of international protection who come to the UK, who are in the world, could not come to the UK directly as defined by this bill. Now, the Refugee Convention prohibits states from imposing penalties on refugees for how they have entered the country, because most people have no choice but to enter a country irregularly. The Convention explicitly states that you do not have to come directly to the country. There is no requirement of first safe country. That is the Convention. Yet we're writing this piece of this bill, and so this clause simply must not stand part. And thirdly, I just want to identify, particularly with Amendment 8, the noble Lords, Lord Cashman and Etherton have already made this argument very powerfully. All I want to say is my second reading addressed this issue at some length, and I'd really like to stress the Green support, particularly for Amendment 8.